just absolutely shit. Fucking garbage. Yeah, let's see what this looks like, because it don't look good. I got a red light over here, and I'm seeing some dropped frames. Twitch is giving me a green bit rate and an excellent, but I don't trust it. I'm going to wait at least another minute here and see what AT&T does with this, because they're still being shitty. I am not impressed at all. All week long, I run Microsoft Teams, and I'm on a goddamn bridge call on a VPN to a big corporation on this same AT&T uplink. Not a goddamn problem running Microsoft Teams. I try to connect to Twitch on the weekend for my own enjoyment, and all of a sudden there's a problem. Something smells like capitalism. Let's go on and get content warnings out of the way. I'm going to try and kick this pig and we'll see what happens. Content warnings: I am old and highly opinionated. I'm queer and talk about my lived experience. I'm somewhere on the left. I'm a political Satanist. And if I have to explain that, yeah, you need to go read a fucking book. I swear a lot. I make sex jokes and weed references, and am generally inappropriate for all audiences. I highly recommend that you stop listening to this stream now. It's only going to get worse from here. All right? Have we got the ground rules set? Let's do this.
And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, a process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell, and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. Help time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I've worked among the spinners, and I breathe the oily smoke. I've shoveled up the gypsum, and at night made you choke. I've stood knee deep in cyanide, got sick with a caustic burn. Been working a rough fight, seen enough to make your stomach turn. And it's go, boys, go. Help time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. There's overtime and bonus opportunities galore. Young men like their money and they all come back for more. But soon you're knocking on and you look older than you should. For every bob made on the job you pay with flesh and blood. And it's go, boys, go. Help time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell, and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go.
Good morning, Minecraft. Okay, let's try and do this and see what happens. All week long, I have been on a VPN to a big corporation, using Microsoft Teams and being on a bridge call. It's what I do for a living. I sit on bridge calls and, not a problem. No issues whatsoever. Saturday morning, I try and fire up a link to Twitch to play some Minecraft and percola. Ugh. I mean, this is really sucky of AT&T. I'm just really not happy at all with them. I'm going to try and play through this and we'll see how it goes. I'm watching my bit rate and it looks erratic, but at least it's green. I'm still getting some dropped frames. The rate is still very uncomfortably high. Hmm. That's an interesting phrase, very uncomfortably high. Okay, so let's get to some goddamn Minecraft. I got immersive geology to play here, people. I got no time for this shit. Let's do this. So I've been goddamn busy. Let's just start here. I got a use for some of the mountain of slag I have built up and made some slag brick and did some redecoration. And yes, that is hempcrete going up the side. I do have industrial hemp growing here, although I have not harvested this field of industrial hemp in quite a while. I have not needed to. I have plenty of industrial hemp as it is. Let's see, there's my industrial hemp fiber. Just about to tick over to 9,000, and as you can see, it is rolling in all of its own because I now have a closed loop system, and let's just walk through the place. Woodland Mansion, as seen in the previous episode, the windmills are pretty much decorative at this point. Everything's running off the diesel generator on the roof. The ore washer is idle at the moment. It's now linked into the Tom system. I can just dump my incoming ore straight into the grid and then key the hopper and let the crusher take over. Got 3 blast furnaces now. This one is running gold ore because, by golly, that stuff does build up, doesn't it? I got 4,000 in the grid right now and 17,000 silver, and that's not counting the full chest sitting on top of the hopper over here. This just converted from doing pelletized sphalerite and making zinc ingots over to doing that huge amount of silver. So, yeah, every 10 seconds I'm popping out another silver ingot. I should fuel while I'm here and thinking about it. Let's get out 4 stacks of anthracite. Oh, anthracite. Anthracite is such a wonderful thing. I got 2 deposits bookmarked right now. One that's probably about half played out. I'm going to have to go prospecting for more anthracite very soon, I think. Rip through the stuff at a frightening clip, but it beats the hell out of having to store all that goddamn creosote oil. Okay. Powder washer, also now linked into the Tom's system. and I believe it is still keyed to iron oxide because I was doing a big run of hematite right before during this week. I got a stuck bunny. The bunny is stuck. I have tried. I can't remove the utility pole, and then the bunny won't go around the utility pole. And I've tried to push the bunny to the side to get the bunny to repath, and the bunny just won't. The bunny does not go. The bunny is stuck. I am sad. The recrusher here is also on the toms, and yeah, I can now. I've automated a lot. The manual pelletizer is there for show. Haven't used it in a while. Okay, watching my heat tachometer closely. The AC is on. Last night, let's just walk through here. Give me some time. Last night, before I moved my laptop over to the big monitor, I blew it out again with canned air thoroughly. And this time, instead of cleaning out the cooling pad underneath it, I unboxed a new cooling pad. So I'm sitting on a brand new out-of-the-box cooling pad, whose fans have not had a chance to gather any dust at all until, last night. Laptop has been blown out again, thoroughly again. Make sure of it, and to see what happens here. You got to remember that this thing is shutting down before the tachometer hits the danger zone. Welcome to the pelletizing room. Do I have any oxides? No, I don't. I don't have anything to throw in to show you, but basically, yeah, and again, it's on the toms, so I can, if I'm running a big batch of something like, say, iron oxide, the iron oxide is automatically pulled from the grid, dropped into the chest, and then goes through the conveyor belt distributor into the hoppers of 4 pelletizers, no waiting. The 4 pelletizers, with 4 pelletizers and a single chest outputting with an extracting conveyor belt, I can keep all 4 running and never overflow the hopper. So I don't have to worry about my oxides despawning while waiting to be ingested in the hopper. 1 mixer in the back is enough to keep the tank of binding agent full and all 4 supplied. Not a problem. So the pelletizing room. Yeah, each of these chests, output chests, has a tom topper underneath it, and if we went downstairs, we could see that each one has a little elbow of cable connecting it over to this cable, which is the house spinal connection that goes out to the front hall workshop. So yeah, I put this right on top of the main fiber going through the house so that the pelletizers sit on top of the cable and have a very short distance for their output connection. Trying to, economize a little bit on the framed cable. It's not that expensive, but Lord, I'm using a lot of it. So yeah, there's all that. The chemical reactor is, whoops, turn that off. Proposed to go over here, and here are the parts for it. Let's look around a little more and watch the heat. Oh, the heat makes me nervous. Heat, justifiably. We'll go back here and see the reverberatories. I have 2 reverberatory furnaces sitting back to back. so that the piping is to capture the sulfur dioxide is minimal. The chimneys are all nice and tightly together. Keeps the amount of pipe I have to run down. Okay, this is not doing anything on the one, doing sphalerite on the other. Let's go on and feed it. That should be doing, that one's keyed to pyrite. I don't have any pyrite going at the moment. Over here, we've got, there we go, got cobaltite going there, and I think this one I've been using for whatever opportunistic stuff is available. Do I have any copper compound at the moment? I usually have some copper compound sitting around. Nope, I don't. Okay. Copper ingots are ticking up because I've got these cuprite pellets feeding into one of those 3 blast furnaces that you saw out front by the windmills. And let's see, yeah, that all captures here and into there and feeds into a refinery that's got its own private little water pool. And that's making sulfuric acid and feeding it into a pipe that goes under the carpet here. And you really can't see it from here, but there's, oh, hi. There's a room with 4 tanks down on the 2nd floor that we kind of skipped. We'll get to them in a minute. I also put some slag brick around some of the stuff here. Let's go look over here first before I go out to the ball mill and the refinery, because there's some stuff going on here. Here is the new and improved Iron Beast. This, yeah, it's there and takes these iron oxide pellets, and there are a lot of them. I've got a lot of iron oxide. Everything throws iron oxide. So yeah, Iron Beast sits here and makes iron. Zoom. And then here are garden cloches. There are 18 of them, 9 down each side, so that it comes out symmetrical for the wiring. I'm rather pleased with the wiring here. Yeah, I'm one of those people who likes decorative cabling in a data center. I do love a good a good artistic cabling job that not only is efficient but looks cool. And so yeah, there's 9 down each side because it divides easily into 3 triplets, and it is not evenly planted. There are 2 more potatoes than there are industrial hemp, because the industrial hemp produces much more quickly and enthusiastically than the potato plants. And also because I need more potatoes for ethanol than I need hemp seeds for plant oil. It took me a little while to get the crops balanced, but they are now, and everything is happy. Here is Steel Beast, who turns iron into steel, and I'm going to go on and give Steel Beast only the 13. I've been trying to just ease off on how much steel I'm producing from iron, although I'm not sure why. Given how much bloody iron I've got, I got 13. Why am I? Yeah, that is a good question. Let's just, let's do it. I'll probably need that much steel in some point anyway. There's a whole chest of iron up there waiting to be converted, and I've still got like 13,000, whatever. Industrial scale. I always have a little trouble with the industrial scale. Rotary kiln, which we saw last stream. Ball mill over here got moved from down by the windmills, got moved up here and put onto high voltage, and is running continuously with a feed from a Tom's hopper, and right now has got all sorts of fun stuff in it. Oh, that means I've got enough powder. I could run the powder washer. Let's look out here. This is all on the toms now. The hemp seeds from the garden cloches keep this full. And over here I have the potatoes are not quite full. They're just barely ahead of the use rate. However, they are ahead of the use rate, and that is good enough. So yeah, see how it goes. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. Over here, our friend the arc furnace set up on its own HV, which I believe saw last stream. And then running current over here to a private pump for the garden cloches. They have their own water supply. I've learned don't share pumps out over much. Okay, Doc. Let's get on to the main act here before I run myself into any sort of a problem here. I have not redone these stairs yet. Okay. Oh yeah, here's the sulfuric acid tanks. There's 4, and the room has space. I can put in more. That's the spinal cable there for the Tom's network. And that puts us just outside the pelletizer room, which, yeah, I didn't quite count blocks and ended up having to, like, take out a little bit of wall there. That happens. Alrighty, let's see. Immersive geology, multi-blocks, chemical reactor. Alright, I need to do a thing here. I need to be sensible about this and do an engineered schematic. Because, yeah, I have the engineered schematics mod in here, and I've started using it, and it is wonderful. Let us go here. And let's see. Rotary kiln, core drill, reverberation furnace, chemical reactor. Okay, give me the schematic for a chemical reactor. There we go. Schematic for a chemical reactor. Oh lordy, watching my heat, watching my heat. Trying to be careful here. Alright, load up the parts. Now I've got space set up here. I've got, let's just want to put it pretty much dead center here. I think is going to be this block here. There we go. There's that. We'll switch over and get started. All right. Light. Light. Oops, shit. Light. Give me that back. Can't you say backpack? Okay. What do we got here? I got. It looks like yeah, it's going to be the stainless steel block, isn't it? Or is that Hastelloy sheet metal? Maybe Hastelloy sheet metal. You look at the stuff here. Okay, okay. That's stainless steel block. No question about that. Let's see. I got a bunch of fluid pipe I gotta lay. All right, fluid pipe. Oh, shit. All right, the green. Yeah, it'll tell me if I have the right parts. The thing about the engine, I've got to get used to working with the engineering schematics and being, yeah, operating on the color coding and the visual cues here. Okay. Damn it. I'm having some trouble with the targeting on the hologram. Keep looking at the little hologram block instead of at the square that it's hovering over, and that's messing me up. Okay, here I have these, which go. Okay, and then this goes here, here. I don't have to worry about, do I have the correct material? It'll tell me. Oh, heat is edging up, and I am going to probably take a break in a moment in order to let the system cool down. I am deeply, deeply concerned about this. Okay. Oh, hi. Next layer goes up. Okay, I need heavies. Looks like I need a lot of sheet metal on this level. Oh, and I need that redstone block, redstone engineering block. Here's my redstone block. It goes here. I need a heavy here. Looks like it's mostly Hastelloy sheet metal. This makes doing a multi-block so much easier. Oh my gosh, it even pops up to the next automatically. I don't, as long as I'm keeping it correct, it just clicks right along. Oh, this is sweet. I have done holograms before in other mods. But yeah, this is sweet. Okay. Ting ting ting. 2, 3. Bye bye. Okay. Back down. There we go. piping here gets just all sorts of maniacal at the top, and whoa, yeah, like that. First one of these I built in my last world. Yeah, I built it without a schematic, and that was a thing and a half, let me tell you. Figuring out where all the damn pipes went. Okay, we've got chemical engineering blocks that have to go in there, and that, and that, and that. This one and that one. There we go. Oh, shoot. Okay. According to the schematic, we have completed the multi-block and are ready to hammer it. We've even got a hammer appearing on the redstone block. Let's do it. No, that's not right. It's wanting to use the schematic for some reason. Don't use the schematic, honey. Use the engineer's hammer. This tool isn't able to form this multi-block. Oh, shit. I have to have a special tool for this. Hold on. What was the... The documentation looks a little fucky. There's a couple of blank pages in here. Oh, come on, come on. I should remember this. I need let's try the geologist's pick. Nope. Oh. Like the stainless steel work hammer or something. Let's see. Stainless steel work hammer. Oh, come on. I don't have any stainless steel rod. Let's go make a stainless steel work hammer and see if that's it. The documentation seems a little messed up here. The fact that I've got blank pages in it is a little worrisome. I wonder if that's due to spacing and my screen resolution. And, that's always a possibility, but that the text is just reformatting oddly because of my screen resolution, but it's got me concerned. Okay, let's see. Let's go to rod. Watching the tachometer, watching the tachometer. There is room here for a riff on watching the detectives, but I'm not sure I want to trespass into that particular IP. So we're just gonna not make that joke. Recipes my ass. How we doing over here? We are doing stuff. Let's go down to the powder washer. Okay, and because I am pretty sure that I have some cobaltite slag powder, and I have some pyrite slag powder, which is good stuff. Both of which can be hucked into here. And we'll just manually feed, and we'll get the powder washer started. And look at the iron oxide. Now the iron oxide there, I'm going to bounce up to here for a second. The iron oxide is going to come up here. Oops, wrong. Should show up here. Oh, right. I've got to load it into the grid. Derp, derp, derp. Front door, teleport off, out to the powder washer. Click, quick. All right. Well, we'll wait until the run finishes and then load all the oxide in one go. Show you how it works. It's kind of fun. Yeah, the powder washer output chests are not on the toms. That cable's a little overstressed and has had some issues. We'll pop down here and pick up our stainless steel rods. Over to here. Watch the powder washer for a minute. Achtung, das Computermaschine ist nicht für Gefingerpoken oder Mittengraben. Es ist schnappen, das Springen war, Blohenfußen und Pappenkorken mit Spitzensparken. Das Rubberneckern sezieren, kippen das Hands in das Pockets, relaxen und watch das Blinkenlights. And if you write that up in fracture lettering and frame it and put it up on a wall in a computer room, it takes people a minute to realize it's not actually German. And it messes with perceptions in an amusing way. It's a sort of joke that I like. It causes people to tilt their heads a little sideways and go, huh? Oh. As they suddenly realize what it is they're looking at. My sense of humor is kind of screwy. Have I mentioned that? I come by it honestly. My Uncle Morris was something of a role model, even though I barely knew him. He died when I was very young, but I heard so many stories about him. There's always that one uncle that the family tells stories about, and Morris is that uncle. Oh, Lordy Morris. His sense of humor was truly bent. And it could be very dry and very understated, and sometimes it was just the way he was, like the television. My Uncle Morris came back from World War II with a good deal of technical skill he'd picked up in the Marines, serving out in the Pacific Theater, and became the first instructor in television at the Technical College in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, his father thought that was all well and good, that his son had become an instructor in a leading edge technology, but didn't see the point in having a TV himself. Everything he wanted was on the radio. The TV was brand new, and he didn't see a point to it. And then one night, Morris came by the house and unloaded his TV and brought it in and put it in the living room. Didn't say a word. We went out put put up a ladder, got up on top of the house, set up an antenna, ran the cabling, come in, set the TV up, popped it on, and the Monday night prize fights were on. This is when there was boxing on Monday nights. The Monday night fights were on. And Morris sat down next to his father, and he waited until 2 rounds later before he told his father how much he owed him for the TV. At which point, Pappy just pulled out his wallet without even looking away from the screen. You know, he'd been got. He knew it. Okay, now we're gonna go do a thing here. We're gonna do a couple things here. I have rather a lot of oxide here. Most of it is cobalt. And so I'm going to hand carry it up here. And I'm just going to take this whole mess and throw it into this box here. Theoretically, I could, and we'll pop up here. And the pelletizers have all 4 kicked on, and you can see the ore, the powder, the oxides. Filtering through the distributor and into the pelletizers, and I don't have to deal with any of this. I can just throw large amounts of oxide or whatever, powdered ores, etc. I can run it through the toms if I'm running a big batch of a single thing, and it all gets pelletized and dropped back into the grid to be extracted at the blast furnaces. Yeah, all those iron oxide pellets that I'm making here will show up at Iron Beast upstairs and get taken care of. Let's walk back out here around this. Find our redstone block. Now, if I remember correctly, I have to have one of these fancy work. Let's try one of the fancy work hammers and see if that'll do it. Boop! That did it. Oh, and I still got the old model. It hasn't made it out into the model is still in the work in progress build. So I've got the one that's got the 2 connections right next to. Yeah, oh boy. We already know my opinion here, and I've already done this joke, but there's a reason why I set this thing up facing the direction I did, because the power supply is there and I can bring it down, which, like in the pelletizing room, the wiring comes down from overhead so that I don't have to get too close to those unshielded high voltage cables. I'm wearing a Faraday suit. Do not, just pro tip, do not attempt high voltage in immersive engineering without first making a Faraday suit. You'll get respawned a lot less often, let me tell you. And there's no fancy graphics or anything, you just get respawned, and there's a note in chat saying that you got electrocuted. It's really easy to have happen, let me tell you. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Okay, so I got output here, wiring here. Let's get the wiring done. Okay, so remembered that it was in fact the stainless steel work hammer. Okay, it's the one thing that you got to have the stainless steel work hammer to do this. Fine. Now I've got one. Okay. HV. Squirrel. HV wire coil. And somewhere in here, lever. Here we go. Here's a lever. Mixer schematic. Okay, lever. Off. Ookity duck. We are powered up. There we go. Now, I have a supply line to connect. I'm going to connect it here. How much fluid pipe do I need? Answer, all of it. How much fluid pipe do I have made? Not enough. If you need X number of components to complete a project, you will have X minus 1 in stock. This is a fundamental rule of the universe. As a corollary or subsidiary or derivative rule, I think, I forget the term, derivative, I think, derivative rule of Murphy's Law. My father used to have a multiple page treatise on Murphy's Law. It had the root equation, 1 plus 1 hardly ever equals 2. It had, let's put this down on the floor and put carpet over it. I'm going to put this down on the floor and put carpet over it. So we're just going to run this right through here. And I need to switch on the magnet in the backpack so that I'm picking up after myself and not dropping cobblestone and shit around. What I did upstairs to bring the pipe to the sulfuric acid line, and we'll see it in a minute. Okay. What I did, as you can see, is I simply ran it in the floor and then put carpet over it. It does lend itself to this place looking more like a factory when you look up and see pipes running through the ceiling. Okay. Now, I have not enough pipe. Just bloody guarantee it. Let's just start laying pipe and see where I go. How I GM a role-playing game. I have been told by one of my players that I lay more pipe than a plumber on crack. I believe in player agency. And so generally what I do is I lay pipe and I see what the players are picking up on, and we run with that. Okay, there we go. There's all that done. Move that. I did in fact have enough pipe. Amazing. I'm really shocked. I'm actually very surprised that I had enough pipe. Okay, let's get the carpet laid over it. And you'll never know that there was a pipe here unless you are downstairs and look up. There we go. Or, you're in the reactor room, at which point, you can, in fact, see the pipe. Let's turn the jet pack off so that I'm not flying. Okay, we have sulfuric acid. It is time to bring the sulfuric acid to the reactor. Switch on, switch on. Coupe, contact. The pipe goes live. And the reactor has sulfuric acid. I need to start thinking about outputs. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. I need to think about outputs. First off, what am I going to process? I've got sulfuric acid. I'm after the various other acids. I will need a fluid router almost immediately. A couple of them are going to route back around, because I'll have a couple of other inputs here that I'm going to want. And then there's that top input, which needs to have a couple things done. Stop and think about it a second here. Where is it's over there. Need to go over to the pelletizer room. First thing first, let's get a landing point for it. We'll need a hopper. We'll need the framed cable. And let's see, I need a chest. I just need, like, you know, an ordinary chest. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. And hop. Let's make one of these. I generally don't have these made ahead. Clear the grid. Always clear the grid. Processing 016. We're going to put a hopper in. And a chest in the hopper. A hole in the bottom of the sea. The hole in the bottom of the sea. The hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Oh, bugger, I need... And there's a stack of dirt that I can stand up on. I'll put the hopper on the chest in the bottom of the sea. I'm really pushing it, aren't I? Okay, I'll stop. Lord. Let's see. But you can do so much with that song. I mean, come on. Hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. Hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. Bog down in the valley, oh. Okay. We'll find it on the other side. Because I know I got Tom's over there. It's just a matter of where. Hey ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, I got the spinal run right there. Jeez. Okay, we'll just go this way with it. I got the spinal run right there. It just goes straight to. All right. Let's go from... Let's see. Oh, shit. Stay away from the wiring. Oh, damn it. Not where I wanted that to go. Land. Boop. Bip. Bip. There we are. We're connected. All right. Chemical reactor input is now on the grid. There we go. Fantastic. Watching the heat. Watching the heat. Yes, I am. I am, in fact, watching the heat. It has backed down a little bit. Pleased to announce. See how that goes. Okay. Feel like I gotta put something over that. Oh, lordy, I got a bunch of this. Here's a bunch of gray carpet. Like thumping amounts of gray carpet. We'll just put this gray carpet over it. There. That way I'm not stepping down every time I walk on the pipe. Pop those away. Don't need them. Okay. Solid output. Solid output needs to go to a toms. So, take this and we'll drop a toms. I'm going to have to make more. Oh, too short. Too short indeed. Have to go here anyway. Let's do a hopper. Oh, I need cable. I need sticks. Make sticks. Sticks made. Hopper. Cable. 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 Clear, clear, clear. Hopper. Framed cable. Stack. Takes Tom's a minute to do a stack. Oh, let's see. Hopefully I'm doing okay on sound. Dropped frames. I'm still seeing dropped frames, and my bitrate is still erratic, but apparently Twitch thinks it's good enough. Hopefully it is good enough. We'll find out. Clear the grid. Always clear the grid. Tom's has a known issue, and I'd have to look up the version. I'm not totally sure that I'm on the version. Oh, I needed that. I need a chest. Beep 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 boop. Chest. Obtained. Boop. And there. Output is connected into the grid. So solid output goes into the grid. Liquid output I don't have set up yet. I got to think about this. What am I going to be dealing with in my first product? Because I believe, well, I have rather a lot of monazite powder. And monazite powder goes in with sulfuric acid and produces neodymium sulfate and monazite sediment. Neodymium sulfate. I'm going to need a fluid router. Need piping. So I'm going to put a pipe on here and take it up. And then we'll put a fluid router on it right here. Start thinking about where stuff is going. Let's see. I need to make more fluid pipe. Make more fluid pipe first. Good news is I made frantic amounts of iron plate recently. So I can just throw that into there and have it available for making things like fluid routers. Here's my fluid router. Fluid router goes onto there. And neodymium. I'm going to put a tank in here and run a pipe through the wall. Ooh, did not clear. Shame on me. Okay, I need iron sheet metal. I'm going to need more than that. I need treated fence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Iron. Sheet metal. Make a stack. Stack, stack, make a stack. Make a stack with brown and black. If you don't get that one, all I can say is read a book. Deet, 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 deet. Okay, tank for the neodymium sulfate, and the neodymium sulfate is going to come out the yellow side. That's going to be tricky shooting past that. I'm going to have to go around it. All right, I'm going to start from here. And we're going to the yellow side. I'm going to bring this pipe around so that I don't accidentally hit the wire there. All right, now I'm going to break this deliberately so that it's not connected and does not immediately try and put the neodymium into that tank. I want it to produce a little bit. So let us reach in here and get monazite powder. No, this is not the same as iocane. And we'll load monazite into here. Okay, let's fire this beast up and see what happens. Neodymium sulfate being produced. Okay, neodymium sulfate is produced. Now, the question being, this thing doesn't have a GUI yet. I don't have a way to trying to get the neodymium sulfate that I need here without being able to cap it off. I need a flask of neodymium sulfate to program the fluid reactor with, and obtaining it is going to be a pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat it in real quick in order to get it done on the stream and not take another half an hour setting up a bottle filling machine and routing the neodymium to it in order to get one flask. Okay. Neo flask of neodymium sulfate. There we go. / game mode survival. I have produced neodymium sulfate. I just have a problem trying to get it into the damn bottle. And we go up here and we program the yellow side. Now there isn't anything connected to any of the other sides yet. What I'm going to do is connect them as I need them rather than put empty tanks and try to then sort it. All right, so the fluid router is set up. Let's go on and connect the pipe and see if this works. Click. Neodymium sulfate, there we go. All right. Now that's just throughput. There's no routing actually happening here. But I am getting neodymium sulfate over here. So, how much monazite powder do I have? Probably an uncomfortable amount. Let's see. Monazite, 7,000. I don't think I need to. I think that might overflow the tank. You know, just between you and me, I think that might overflow the tank. Let's try putting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to fill the hopper and let it load in. Okay, see what we get. What sort of reservoir do we have here? Okay. Item input is 1 stack. Cool. Good to know. Fire it up. Whoosh. That tank is showing as having neodymium sulfate in it. Cool. The output tank. Huh. Neat. All right. Monazite sediment. We're processing. There's like a lot of stuff. There's not necessarily a lot of noise or special effects. We are processing, and we can see it if I move here. Here's monazite sediment coming in. We're also using some of the sulfuric acid. The monazite sediment needs to go back in with sodium hydroxide that I don't have yet, and that'll get me thorium oxide and monazite waste complex. Oh, yay. On our way toward something with thorium? That should get interesting. The actual thorium I can't do anything with. Processing chain hasn't been written into the mod yet. Let's put that away and that away. That away, put that away. I'm done with that. Done with that for right now. Okay, always put stuff away. Don't put stuff down, put it away. Rule that I have to live by, otherwise my life gets very cluttered very quickly. Oof. Yeah, this thing is pulling hard on the power systems. Let's go upstairs and see how we're doing. Our ball mill is chugging right along and processing alumina grit into alumina powder. Let's do a sort there, and then I'm going to look in here and see if there's any slag. There is, in fact, some cobaltite slag and some sphalerite slag that I can then drop into the ball mill to be reduced to powder. The powder, okay, how we doing out here? I mean, we're cooking along. Doing fine. All right, power is keeping up. It's all keeping up. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Down the fast way. There we go. Check on how these are doing. Okay. Spifola. Alright. Cut through the pelletizer room and back to the chemical reactor, which is continuing. No, it's done. It has completed the run. Shut it off. It completed the run. All the monazite has processed. All the neodymium sulfate has gone off to the tank. Actually, not that massive a quantity. We could probably process a lot more. Okay, what do I do with the neodymium? Neodymium sulfate. I send it to the chemical reactor with ammonia, and I get chemical waste, and I get neodymium compound dust, which I can then rotary kiln into neodymium oxide, which then goes back to the chemical reactor with hydrofluoric acid and gets me neodymium fluorite, which then goes to the crystallizer and gets me hydrofluoric acid and recovered, and neodymium crystal that I can finally arc furnace into a neodymium ingot. Holy crap. And the skies were not cloudy all day. Okay, we are hitting that time in the broadcast. Let us ease off on stuff for a minute. I'm going to pause the game a minute And I'm going to watch this heat, which has suddenly edged up a little bit. I don't know why, but I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to wait and see if it edges back down. I'm not going to run any sort of music or fancy stuff while we're waiting for this. I'm just going to give it a minute, see if we cool down a second. I'm concerned. I've gotten this is it's 9:30, and it's the hour and a half point is where I've been having my heat crashes. So I'm gonna pause the game for a few and look at my dropped frame count, which is absolutely hideous. My bet rate is still very wiggly. Twitch thinks that I've got a stable enough signal, but man, this is terrible. This is just bloody fucking awful. I expect better of AT&T. I really do, and I'm very disappointed. And I'm gonna have to go on and open a ticket on it. Oh, damn it! This is annoying as hell. The Verizon 5G box worked splendidly. The AT&T 5G box seems to have a problem with Twitch, or Saturday mornings, or something. While I'm in a pause mode, let me just plug my stream here. If we can get to the end of the broadcast, there'll be a title card that'll have URLs on it for my VODs on YouTube and for the streaming community schedule that I'm part of. But I'm on at 8 a.m. UTC -6 every Saturday with Minecraft. And I also stream on Sunday night. I stream a wonderful game called Roots of Pacha that is just absolutely delightful, amazing writing. It's kind of what Stardew Valley wants to be. You start out as a member of a Neolithic clan that has been displaced by an earthquake and has found a new place to live, which has sparked some ideas on the part of your fellow villagers. And your Uncle Igrork has this idea that eventually leads to agriculture. And yeah, you're inventing agriculture. You discover how to plant seeds and how to produce more seeds and how to get better veg and how to tame animals and have domesticated livestock and so on and so forth. It's this you're inventing farming. It's a beautifully written piece, and it really emphasizes the effect of basic technologies on human civilization. One of the with the original version, the big in-game technology is not achieving bronze tools. It's achieving irrigation. Because once you have irrigation for your fields, your productivity goes up massively. Just incredibly. And it becomes so much easier to take care of everything. It is such a game changer in several senses of the term. I really, really recommend it. It's Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. UTC -6. Okay, we have cooled down a bit, so I'm going to get back to this. There we go. Heat came down. The heat came down the very next day. Up we go, and, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to process this whole lot and see what happens. Worst that happens is I have to make another tank. I have to build another tank. Big fucking deal. Monazite powder. Copper. And there it goes. Okay, and monazite powder is now flowing in from the Tom's grid into the chemical reactor. I'm going to just wait a minute and watch it in order to demonstrate how this works. I've programmed the Tom's hopper, and now we're getting monazite filling up in the hopper. And then it'll load up into the chest. All right, we are good as far as that goes. Let's flit over here. Walk back this way. We're not going to see anything here, I don't think. Yeah, these are all going to still be full because the refinery was full. What I'm going to do here... Oops, I went the wrong direction, didn't I? What I'm going to do here is fire this thing up. And then I'm going to go upstairs. Now, upstairs and downstairs and in my lady's chamber. Off this way. Here we go. Here are the stairs. I'm not teleporting so as not to put quite so much strain on the game, maybe? The game engine. Let's come up here, have a quick look at the ball mill. How is it doing? It's eating through the alumina grit at a pretty good clip. I will have alumina powder to put in the arc furnace fairly soon, which means I need to process some molybdenum. So here, the sulfuric acid has drained out a bit. We're refilling, or trying to. And to do that, we are draining sulfur dioxide maybe from... I think we're still draining sulfur dioxide out of the reverberation furnace. I think we're going to have to wait for the backhaul for a while. We'll see how that goes. But it's, you know, I am using up the sulfuric acid from up here. We can see that. Oh, yeah, I know. It's time for second breakfast. Grumble, 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 says the stomach. It can wait another 25 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so that's processing. I've got alumina powder. I've got alumina powder. Alumina powder can go to the chemical reactor with sodium hydroxide, which I don't have yet. Make aluminium compound dust, and then goes in with hydrofluoric acid, and you get cryolite, which is absolutely useless. Why do I need cryolite powder? I have cryolite powder. Alumina powder goes with cryolite powder and coke dust and makes aluminium, and you get some of the cryolite back. Let's go see how this works. I should shut down the chemical reactor before I run the arc furnace, or I'm going to run my grid out of power. These are both extremely hungry machines. So, we'll come in here. I'm going to turn this off. Then go upstairs. Yeah, I have teleport points set throughout the mansion so that I don't have to walk through it, but I kind of want to walk through it so I'm not straining the game. I don't know, the teleport feels like it's straining the game engine, having to reload everything. Let's let it reload and let it load as a little more quietly, more gently. Off we go to the arc furnace. First thing I did with the arc furnace was to make aluminium. Alright, let's see. If I want to make aluminium, I take alumina powder and I put it in here with coke dust and cryolite. Alright, so I need 2 stacks of cryolite and 2 stacks of coke. 2 stacks of coke dust. But I overshot 2 stacks of cryolite powder. I then need all the alumina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cryolite goes over here. Coke dust goes over here. These are reactants. Alumina goes over here. We'll fully load this beast. And we get aluminium and a bit of cryolite back. This is a lot of what I do off stream, is I sit and watch the processing. Generally try and do this kind of thing off stream because it's not as exciting. On the other hand, it's fairly noisy and there's a lot of graphics going, so okay, whatever. Excuse me. And my bitrate just went all to hell. My bitrate's gone completely to hell. God damn it. Sitting here watching the arc furnace and being all happy, and my bitrate has gone all completely to fucking hell. Well, not so great. Looks like I am not getting video update at this point. Let's give it a few minutes and see if the connection sorts its shit out. It's really crappy right now. The bitrate is horrible. I've got yeah, come on AT&T, get your shit together. Well, we got through a lot. This don't look good at all. Let me try doing a refresh on this and see if it gets any better. No, it is still way behind. I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if it sorts its shit out. It might eventually. Might catch up here. Then again, it might not. Kbps per second is terrible. It's just all over the place. I got my FPS is sitting here at 30. This is terrible. This is just bloody awful. Well, got my heat issues sorted more apparently, and knock wood. But seem to be having a problem with signal here suddenly, and just It's gone all to hell. Well, I got the chemical reactor built. I mean, and I got some monazite put through it and showed the pelletizing room in action and so forth. I think I'm going to give it a minute here, and if it don't get any better, I'm going to call it. I've gotten done what I set out to do. That's an important thing right there. Let me pause my game, and I'm going to go over to the in-break screen and see if that'll show up. It might. We'll give this just a second, see what happens. I'm willing to bet my voice isn't coming through either. This is just bloody fucking awful. This is terrible. All right, we're gonna call it at this point. The bit rate has dropped through the floor. It's been an hour and a half, and I've managed to get through an hour and a half without overheating. Knock wood. Built the chemical reactor, showed you the pelletizing room, showed off all the stuff that I've done with the base since the last stream, got everything cataloged, done the things. At this point, yeah, I'm kind of filling. It's 15 minutes short, and we're coming to a semi-controlled landing. Any landing you can walk away from is a good one. So, thank you so very much for having been here, and I hope this is intelligible. If you've enjoyed this stream, previous VODs are on YouTube at the URL at the bottom, community streaming schedule at the top, stuff going on most nights, some mornings, some weekend days, here and there. A lot of people doing a lot of cool stuff. Check us all out. There's fun stuff to be had. And I will be back next week with more Minecraft Trains and Tech. And thank you, and